Alright, sup everybody, this is your boy Shamalamah aka Nour. We're here today with the latest update for Pokemon Unite that's actually going to be pushed tomorrow. So this one is a huge patch update. We got the patch notes real quick here from the Japanese website that was translated into English thanks to a Reddit post. One of the users, his name was MOV YOLO, so shout out to MOV YOLO. He posted this. We're going to be dissecting it a little bit, but this is the biggest patch yet. This is perhaps the one that's going to change the game as a whole, not just the characters, because of some of the objectives that are actually getting buffed and nerfed. So that might change quite a bit. We don't know exactly to what extent, so let's err on the side of caution just a little bit, just to be sure that we don't overstep our boundaries or say anything wrong. But basically, let's jump right into it. I'm really excited for this update. I think this is going to change a lot. Once again, if you guys do appreciate this video or find any value in this video, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, of course. And I'll do my best to keep posting videos like this. But without further ado, here goes nothing. So the first thing, of course, that we have to kind of point out is that it says that the update will be made on October 20th, 2021. So that's basically tomorrow on Wednesday. And that's at 16 o'clock, in this case, 4 o'clock. I don't know if that's Eastern. I don't know if that's PST, PDT. I have no idea, to be honest. But typically, the updates usually roll out around 12, 1 o'clock. So anyways, all this to say that by the time you're actually playing a game, let's say later in the night or whatever it is, squatting up with your friends and whatnot, yeah, that app should probably be rolled out with the new update. So you'll definitely see the changes there. The first thing, of course, is that Halloween night in Mars Stadium. So Mars Stadium itself will be redesigned for a limited time. We already knew that from the video. You saw the pumpkins, you saw the weird kind of playstyle. So they kind of elaborate on that. They say that during the event, you can use pumpkins instead of battle items, and you can throw pumpkins and put them on your opponent's Pokemon. That's weird, I guess. But then again, it's in the spirit of Halloween, so it might be a funky, fun mode. Who knows? Honestly, I'd love to try it. We'll see. We'll probably take it on a little spin, probably at some point. The next thing, of course, it says Trick or Unite, and that basically just says bug fixes, text fix, event updates. The event update, I mean, it's pretty clear. We know it's going to be a Halloween event, probably going to last for about a week or so. And we know that for the shop updates, we're probably going to be getting some new holowares. So some new skins for the different Pokemon, of course. And of course, the biggest part of this update, the new Pokemon, Greedent. Greedent, from the videos that we've seen, he's got some pretty interesting mechanics. Basically, we know that he's probably going to be a support / tank, very likely. He's got this like weird mechanic where I guess he stores something 5 times and then maybe he does a crazy damage or whatnot. Anyhow, the Pokemon's coming out tomorrow, so we're going to get a really in-depth view on how to play him and maybe his best build. So look out for that video eventually when he comes out. But remember, you got to be subscribed to catch up with the content. So don't forget to click that button. That being said, the biggest part of this update, the one that we're really interested in, is the battle balance adjustment. And let's tackle that right away. So the first thing, of course, is Pikachu. Pikachu's getting a huge buff. Thank God. I think it was much deserved. I think Pikachu is one of those Pokemon who is the face of Pokemon in general, face of this game even, to be honest. And so I think he didn't get enough love, and that's just my personal opinion. Pikachu was one of those Pokemon that you can choose early in the game, and if you were ahead, then he was a good pick. But if you somehow fall behind for whatever reason, then good luck catching back up with Pikachu. He's kind of useless in that way. Now with the damage increases on Thunder and Volt Tackle, I think it's solid to say that Pikachu is probably going to be an A-tier attacker. I think the range, the CC, probably going to be a big favorite. Honestly, it's really good for me to see that, because I kind of get bored eventually of using the same Pokemon because it's always the same meta, and if you choose differently, then it's really just throwing the game. In this case, I think with Pikachu, it's going to add that little bit of a dynamic. So that's really interesting. Looking forward to that. Next one, of course, is Slowbro. Slowbro getting a little bit of a cooldown reduction on Amnesia. I think that's pretty cool. It'll probably, I guess it'll kind of push a little bit more on that. Although telekinesis is super important, I think that's something that people still will play with. I think the thing where Slowbro might get the most out of is the HP recovery amount has increased. You know how he has that little blue gauge that he can kind of recover HP over time? So it seems like the recovery amount has increased, which means he's got a faster recovery rate, which is actually good, because I think that will probably help people maybe take him from a sustainability perspective and maybe use the telekinesis, and his all, I think, will come in handy as it is right now. So I don't see him getting a huge upgrade, maybe not to the point that Blastoise was, but he's definitely going to get a little bit bumped. You might start seeing a little bit more players adapting Slowbro. Although, you know, he was kind of the biggest counter pick to Lucario, so with Lucario Nerf that we're going to see later on, maybe not, who knows, we'll see. But basically, the biggest one that I'm excited about is the next one, which is Gengar. Gengar, basically, after level 5, when he's going to be dealing special damage, he's going to actually get some lifesteal. Now, depending on how much lifesteal, I think Gengar's probably going to be broken from there. Because one of the biggest things that he was missing was really the sustainability, because he was really squishy. And if you miss one of his moves, you know, he was kind of GG, bye-bye. But I think with that, he might not necessarily be as, let's say, useless in that way or vulnerable. I think he's going to have some chances there where if you miss something, you might be able to still catch back up thanks to his special damage, just kind of life stealing. So Gengar, I think, is going to go from where I think I classified him as a B player. I think he's probably going to go back to A or be a very popular jungler. At least I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But yeah, Blastoise, the next one, of course, Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump, the amount of damage done to the opponent's Pokemon has been reduced. This is big. This is big because Blastoise was very much centered around the meta right now. And I think this is definitely going to change things up. I don't know if it's necessarily going to completely kill him off, but it's definitely going to change the dynamics a little bit for Blastoise. Now, Hydro Pump itself, that one basically says that the amount of damage has been reduced. So maybe they might go back to Water Spout. I'm not sure. Look, the waiting time has been shortened for Water Spout, so that's a cooldown reduction. I think it's great for CC. I just don't think it does enough damage, the push power, etc. Who knows? Maybe the dynamics will change, but he's also getting a alt nerf as well. And that's pretty big. It says the amount of damage done to the opponent's Pokemon has been reduced. So depending on how much, yeah, I don't know if Blastoise is going to be number 1 anymore in terms of defender, to be honest. It might be, I don't know. I doubt it's going to be Slowbro, but it might be someone else. I think maybe that leaves a little bit more room maybe for like Mamoswine or pretty much any, well, Snorlax I think will probably be the king at that point. But yeah, we'll see what happens, I think, when the actual amounts get released so that we can kind of test it out and see how much of an effect it really does. The next one, of course, is Venusaur. Venusaur getting his Giga Drain basically nerfed. So the HP recovery has been reduced. Right now, he's pretty broken. If you're fighting 1v3, 1v4, you pretty much get most of your health back. And if they're not really focusing you completely, then you can just kind of snowball and keep killing and just sustain like forever. So it really was much needed. I'm not going to lie. It kind of breaks my heart because I'm a Venu main personally, so that hurts me a little bit. But I'm excited to see Solar Beam kind of trickle back in because the amount of damage is definitely going to be increasing. So I think you're going to see Venu less in jungle and probably a lot more at that point in the bottom lane or in the top lane or something like that as a main attacker. And I think that's really good because Solar Beam already does a lot of damage. In this case, he's just going to become a massive sniper. And the cool thing about that is previously used to have Sludge Bomb and then Solar Beam. I think now you're probably going to see a little bit more of a mix over there with, I think, Petal Dance and Solar Beam. And I think what's really cool about this is that you're going to find Venu just kind of going in, tackling, shooting his Solar Beam, sniping someone, and then backing out really quickly with his Petal Dance. I think that's going to be a cool way to play him. Definitely different. It's been real. Venu, I appreciate you helping me with the climbs, but we'll probably use you differently if anything. So Lucario is the next one. That one is probably the biggest nerf. I think that's the one that a lot of people were anticipating. Lowered the base attack. How much? We're not sure. So he might not necessarily be like completely gone. I think if anything, that puts him from S to A. Biggest damage I think he gets. But overall, I think it's a much needed nerf. I think everyone who pretty much played Lucario well climbed like crazy over the last few bits. So definitely going to normalize things a little bit. Another thing is this passive is kind of getting nerfed. So the frequency of activation of Steadfast has been revised downward. That's basically the name of his passive, from what I understand. And then Unite Move, Full Force Blast. This is a bug basically that they're fixed. Is that what they're saying? Before, basically, you used to use his alt. And then if you use Power Up Punch right after using it, you got more damage out of it. Supposedly now they just kind of fixed that. Honestly, I didn't really notice it because usually when I'm playing Lucario, I'm running extreme speed, but could be wrong. Maybe it does make a huge impact. We'll see. But the lower base attack, that's the one that really matters the most. The next one, of course, is Garchomp. Garchomp made the basic attack faster. That one's huge. I think he definitely needed a facelift. He was probably one of the worst picks along with Gardevoir. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Gardevoir in a later patch, but he's not mentioned in this one. But basically, the basic attack is faster. Dragon Rush, which is what I usually run on him. Got a huge, well, it looks like it's going to be a big damage buff, so that's pretty good. I think he's going to be probably an A tier at that point. I don't think he's going to be broken. Then again, we don't know, right? It really depends on the amounts, but I'm excited for that. And the reason for that really comes back down to the idea that you're going to probably see a lot more fresher faces, I guess, in the meta. So that's really exciting. You're going to be, probably laning against Pikachu, Garchomp, a bunch of different like Pokemon, maybe Slowbro again, Gengars, and so on. So that's exciting to me. I think that's definitely something that adds a little bit of freshness to the game. Next one, of course, is Zeraora Wild Charge Plus. Fix the bug that caused more damage than expected when hitting multiple opponents. That's a little bit of a nerf. I don't know if that's like it was triggering all the time, but if it was, then that's pretty big. I think Zeraora at that point, will I think maintain his A tier kind of class, but I think at that point you'll probably get a little bit of a chance there. The next one, of course, is Cramorant. Cramorant fixed the bug that Cramorant may not be using, or sorry, I guess once you use him, whatever, he doesn't get displayed anymore. Whatever, big deal. The next one, Talonflame, Gale Wings. This one is pretty big. I didn't know this was a thing, but that's the one that I think a lot of people are also excited about. The next one, of course, is, let's see here. So the next one, it says, yeah, this one is probably the biggest one. Yeah, the Zapdos one. So this is the amount of Eos that drops after you destroy Zapdos or when you kill people around Zapdos. Basically, it has increased. That's pretty big. That means less people scoring 50s right after Zapdos. So it kind of gives the other team a chance to catch up if they burn Zapdos right at the 2-minute mark kind of thing. That one is pretty big. This is what I meant by, potentially game-changing. So we'll see how it goes. The next one is, let's see here, the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought is huge. That one's probably massive. The Dreadnought itself is going to change the game as a whole. It says the amount of shields given to friendly teams when KOing has been reduced. This is huge. This means that you're not going to get a huge, crazy buff by destroying Dreadnought anymore. That normalizes things. Number one, the sustainability goes down. Number two, it says the experience points that can be obtained during KO have been reduced. Now, that's also big because usually if you kill Dreadnought, you kind of go up a level or two depending on where you are. And that shifts the game completely. It makes it impossible to catch back up for a lot of people. So this is going to make it very big. And the fact that the next one says Rotom is going to be buffed, that's also giant. It's saying the movement speed, HP, attack, to reach, etc. All of this has been increased. That's also huge. I think that the effect time when the goal area is broken has been extended as well. Oh my God. I don't know. I feel like maybe the meta will be a 3-1-1. Who knows? Honestly, if Rotom is that broken compared to Dreadnought, it might shift everything. I mean, experience is still very important, but they're pretty much making that push power really big on the Rotom, so that's pretty big. If that does happen, guys, that could shift the entire meta. That can shift the entire game itself and how it's played. That'd be huge. That'd be very huge. So we'll see how it goes. Of course, these are all translates. There's no real figures at the end of the day, so take it with a grain of salt. We'll see when we actually get the release tomorrow. But yeah, I'd love to know you guys' opinion. What do you guys think is going to happen in terms of Pokemon? Who do you guys think belongs in the top tier list, of course? And who, I guess, is the meta going to change? Is it going to be, Rotom over Dreadnought? Do you guys think Dreadnought still has such a presence that it's going to be number one for sure in terms of objectives? Let me know what you guys think. I would love to hear from you guys' thoughts. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Once again, follow me on Twitch if you guys got any value from this. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.